Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dragon Wing Diamonds. I am here today with a WIP and Chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and Chat, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my week. But also, we have a special WIP and Chat today because I'm sure you guys have seen the tags going around. The tag questions have been going around, and my good friend Stealthy Crafter tagged me. So I will be I don't really have a lot to say about my week, thankfully, so we'll just work through that really quick, and then the last bit of this will be answering those questions. So today I am working on, hold on, let me get this cut real quick so I don't hurt myself. Okay, I am working on Sitting on a Sunflower. This is a Jasmine Becket-Griffith painting that Craftibly sells. I believe they still have these in stock. It's funny, like I saw Laura over at Anxiety Art Adventures unbox this, and I was taking advantage of Craftibly's 4th of July sale, buy one get one, 50% off. And so I ended up going with this one. Like the one I wanted originally, it hiked up my cost a little too much for what I can do right now. So I decided to swap it out, and for some reason I was drawn to this one. Mystery of that one was figured out actually yesterday. Let me just continue saying what I have, and then I'll get into the background of that. So I am working today with my one of my trays from Cat Proof Diamond Painting Trays. This is the Sunset Yellow-Orange Ombre tray. I am working with my new Butterfly Effect Wearers pen. I do have this coming in a small shop haul here shortly. I'm not sure when I'm going to get that up, but this is the Pink Lemonade one. And then in my pen, in my pen, I do also have the Pink Lemonade putty, because you gotta, and it does, oh my god, it smells like summer, it's fantastic. And then this is like the only scent that I could have paired with this very well, so I have Strawberry Preserves in my single placer. And then my cover minder, it's got a little glare on it. My Angry Chick cover minder is from Mermaid Cavern. And then of course I'm using my Art Dot storage containers. So yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, like I couldn't figure out why I was drawn to this painting, because this is not something I normally go for. Number 9, there we are. This is not something I usually go for. Like, I'm not a bright sunny person, I won't lie. So I was like, why is this one like calling to me so bad? Like I couldn't figure it out. And so this week, my father is very heavy on my mind. I lost my father in 2009, actually July 13th to be specific, July 13th, 2009, to cancer. And him and my mom had these amazing gardens with beautiful sunflowers in them. And then my dad's song for me was Butterfly Kisses. And so like the combination of the butterfly wings on the girl and her being in a sunflower patch, like I realized like, okay, that is why this is called to me so hard. And I thought at first it was just because of the bright sunny colors, but then I was like realizing more and more about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Like that's why I was drawn to it. It's so crazy. So yeah, that's the reason why I felt like I needed to pull this out. Like my subconscious knew it before I did, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So, and I have been really enjoying working on this painting. Like I've literally been working on it all day today. Like I have not pulled out any of my other paintings, just this today. And I've actually managed to get quite a bit done on it, so I'm really excited about that. So yeah, my week has been pretty mellow for the most part. Sydney was kind of in a grumpy mood this week because we found out that girl is an overachiever. She is cutting at least 6 teeth right now, probably more, honestly. It's hard to tell, but she has at least 6 that we feel coming through her gums. She's got her first molar, so the top and bottom first molars are coming in. And then we also have the 2 teeth next to her front teeth on top coming in as well. So yeah, she's been a little grumpy, and we couldn't figure out why. And then there was one day I was like fishing a piece of cat litter out of her mouth because, you know, babies, they eat everything, and even though the litter boxes are downstairs, the cat still managed to get it all over the upstairs somehow. It surprises me. So yeah, I was fishing a piece of cat litter out of her mouth, and of course she bit me really hard. But in the process, I was feeling her gums, and like I could feel the pokes of the tooth coming through. Like, so I felt the bottom molars first, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's happening. And so then I went and felt the top gums to see if like they were coming in on top as well. Sure enough, they were. And then like we were playing with her and had her flipped upside down, and then that's when I noticed the two on the next to our front teeth were coming in too. I was like, oh my goodness, there's two more coming in. And so we're like, oh my goodness, girl, no wonder why you've been so crabby lately. So yeah, we've been dealing with that, and let's see, yeah, for the most part the week has been pretty mellow. Let's see, my friend April came over and hung out with me for a little bit, and I gave her one of my Diamond Art Club paintings that I knew was like lowest on my list to work on. So I gave her a choice between two of them, and I was like, which one do you want to try? One was a square, one was a round, and she ended up choosing the square, so she went with Bat Princess. So she's been working on that, and she's like fallen in love, and I'm like, hee hee hee. I've been trying to get one of my friends into diamond painting for so long. At first I was starting with my friend Angel, because like she already like loves to glue rhinestones to stuff, and I'm like, this is exactly the same thing as that. And I couldn't, like, she wasn't getting into it as much. I think she had a cheapo Amazon kit, and she was telling me like, yeah, the quality of this is kind of getting to me, and I was like, okay, I can understand that completely. But then she saw the one that I gave April, and she's like, oh my goodness, and that inspired her to work on the one that she has again. And then I told her, I'm like, well, I did offer April a choice between two, so I do have a second one that I would be willing to part with if you would like it. And then I sent a picture of it, and she's like, ooh, that's pretty. So next time I see her, I will be handing that off to her. So yeah, I'm excited that I'm actually starting to get my friends into this now, and like they keep calling me adorable because I'm super excited about it. And I'm like, come on, let's plan a craft day. Let's do this. It's the dream, man, being able to sit around a table and like diamond paint and chat with your friends, and yeah, it's the dream. So yeah, hopefully we can plan a crafting day soon. And then Friday night we went out to Dave & Buster's. It was one of my fiance's friends' birthdays. Oh my god, this poor guy too. He was having a really bad birthday. Like, the universe decided to say, happy birthday, here, have a stick through your windshield. I mean, it happened overnight when he wasn't in the car, so thankfully he's okay. The car, it sounds like the repair actually isn't going to be too bad either, because it sounds like it was just it just went through the windshield and the firewall. It didn't actually like puncture any other points in the car, so thankfully that's fine. But like, his girlfriend threw together this whole big surprise party and everything like that, and he was just like, oh my god, I'm not up for peopling today. Because you wake up and see a stick in your car, and then have to deal with like getting a rental car and all this stuff. It was rough for him. And so like, he wasn't like at his best and stuff like that, and so there we were, like, we're all hanging out at Dave & Buster's, which is basically an arcade, and we didn't actually play any games. We just stood around the bar and talked, and then, so yeah, then we came home, and, my mother-in-law was watching watching Sydney, but, we left after we put her in bed, so in reality, she was just being here, because, you can't leave a baby unattended. But yeah, she was just here, and, so yeah, we got back, and she's like, oh, how's the party? And we're like, yeah, it was okay. We just stood around the bar and talked the whole time, and yeah, it was whatever. And then on Sunday, or no, what's next? Saturday. Right? Yeah, so Saturday we went over to my mom's house, because my mom, she has her own house, and between her house and the neighbor's house, she had this giant hedgerow, and like the old neighbors that lived there, like the one was a B, we'll say that. And her and my mom butt heads so much about the hedgerow, to the point that my mom had like called a landscaper to come and help her like trim it down so she could get it in order. And like the week that this guy was supposed to come and do that, her neighbor just went and took it upon herself to like butcher the hedgerow. And then like me and April ended up having to clean up the mess from that. And then like when the landscaper came, he was like, what the heck happened? And my mom told him, and he like basically did what he could to save it and stuff. And it was just like, it was a whole thing. So after that, my mom just like let it go wild, because she was just like, I'm not dealing with you. And so that neighbor ended up moving, thankfully. And my mom's got this young couple in there. Well, I say young couple, but they're around my age, with two little ones, like literally a newborn and like a 2-3-year-old. So she gets along with them a lot better. So they've been working together to try to get the hedgerow under control. And so basically my mom decided, like, you know what, we're just gonna eliminate it. And she like had somebody come and demolish, like just tear down the whole thing. And then of course now, like, so the woman that she paid to do it, she only took it down. She was not getting paid for cleanup. So basically my mom had to do all the cleanup, and the neighbor. And so like the neighbor said like when he got back from vacation, he would like, or no, he said that he was gonna burn some of the stuff, and like the whole pile was over in his yard and stuff like that. And my mom felt bad because she was like, well, this is my mess, so I should be cleaning up. And like she was working through burning stuff and everything like that, but like this whole entire pile of sticks was over in his yard still. So we went over to help her drag the sticks over towards the burn pile so that she could work through it herself. Like we just basically moved stuff closer so she could just like slowly burn it over the next few days. So yeah, we spent that whole morning doing some manual labor, but we got lunch out of it, and she got to hang out with a little miss. And Sydney had a blast. Like my mom brought a blanket outside, and she just like she played on some of her toys on the blanket and stuff like that. And it was really funny too, because like I'm going into her diaper bag to pull toys out, and as I'm pulling toys out, I'm like, okay, so there's like these Duplos in here that I know I didn't put in here, and oh look, there's a Duplo person in here I know I didn't put in here. And so I kind of had to laugh. I'm like, man, this girl is just shoving toys in her diaper bag. Like she knows what she wants to bring with her places. So yeah, that's what we, so we did that on Saturday morning, and like I was exhausted by the time we got home. Although I think I took a nap. I did take a nap. Yeah, because my fiance went out to mow the lawn after we got home, and like we adjusted Sydney's sleep or nap time schedule, so we ended up giving her a nap when we got home. And so when she laid down for a nap, I laid down for a nap too. So I took a nice little nap, and then I say a nice little nap, I slept for like 2 hours. But yeah, then I got up and continued on with my day. And then Saturday was really exciting because I hit all my requirements I needed to become a Twitch affiliate. Yay! So I'm really excited about that. So now I can finally have some, I can have some income coming in to support the channel and the Twitch and stuff like that. So I'm looking very forward to that. Excuse me. I'm gonna take a sip real quick. So yeah, I'll have some income coming in from the Twitch streams that will go into more diamond painting supplies for the YouTube channel, and then that in turn will support the Twitch channel as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because, you know, I don't want to say like I started my YouTube to make money off of it, because I slightly did, but basically I'm not looking to become like instant success or anything like that. I'm basically just looking to be able to support my hobby through the channel and stuff like that. So that's been my goal. So I am slowly approaching that, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, that happened. So I hit my goals on Saturday, and then I got the email on Sunday about becoming a Twitch affiliate and got everything all set up. And then like we still have some like behind the scenes things to do. Like you can put in emotes and stuff for like people who sign up or subscribe to you and stuff like that. So working on some of those little perks and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. And then of course, we got the boys back on Sunday, and then we've been basically like going through crunch time right now because basically we've been trying for the last few weeks to get the pool put up because we have like one of those. It's not an inflatable pool, but it's one that like you kind of basically just set up and then fill up with water. It's like a pop-up pool, I guess we can call it. And so we've been trying to get that set up for the last few weeks, but it's just been raining so much out here. It's so annoying. Like, we spend our entire winter months in cloud cover, and now it's just been raining. And so being back under that cloud cover, I'm just like, I'm not okay with it. So yeah, we've been trying to get this pool set up, and finally we were able to get there. So like, first step was mowing the lawn on Sunday. Second step, we had to, well, he actually set up the pool at first. So, basically, we also have to spray our backyard for mosquitoes because, like, during the springtime, we just, like, have a swamp in the backyard and just the mosquitoes multiply. Like, they thrive off of it. So we have this, like, little spray that we spray in the backyard that, kills mosquitoes. Or, I don't know, I wouldn't say kills them. It's basically, like, off. a permanent version of off that stays on the yard for the entire summer. So yeah, we got the yard sprayed, and then we had the pool filling up and everything like that. And so today that was all full, and it was freezing, but the boys are like, no, we want to go in. So boys went swimming today. So yeah, it worked out really well. So we got that taken care of. So that's like the biggest thing that we've been worried about. And then of course, today's Prime Day, so we spend a lot of time on Amazon and a lot of money on Amazon. He was hoping to get an air fryer because, we've been wanting one because, we have french fries all the time and, like, tater tots and stuff. So it's like, okay, we need to get something that makes these a little bit better than the oven. And so we got an air fryer coming, and then he got a new keyboard because his is starting to give up on him. And I got another Art Dot storage container because, they are having flash sales on those. So I was like, ooh, gimme. And then, what else did we get? Oh, we got a pool floaty for Sydney because she's outgrown the one that we got last year. So we got her another one for this year so we can get her out in the pool. So yeah, we took advantage of those sales. And of course, Diamond Art Club got me this over the weekend. I ended up going for Love Potion, and then I had another one. I used my points so I could get a second painting. And so I ended up getting a Little Magic, I think it is. I think that's what it's called. It's one of the Puffy Gator ones, and so I'm excited. So those are shipped out, and I'm waiting for those to get to me. So yeah, that's my quick run through of my week, almost 20 minutes of it. So yeah, let's get to these tag questions. Okay, so I did take some notes ahead of time because I didn't want to have to be scrambling to try and, like, figure out answers to questions on stream here. So, like, any of the statistics questions, I have notes taken on them, and then the rest will just be however I answer them. So question 1 is, how many die-dye paintings have you completed? So I went through and I counted. This is also going to include the Amazon, like the unlicensed kits that I did at the beginning before I understood understood licensing and stuff like that. So I have completed 31 kits, and like I've been diamond painting. Well, this is a question later, but I've been diamond painting for 3 years. And then I basically took a year and a half off. So I guess this is for a year and a half's worth of work. So yeah, I've completed 31 paintings. A lot of them are decent size too. So, how many diamond paintings do you currently have in your stash? So I included in WIPs as well, because I do have a bunch of them that are considered WIPs because they've been started even though they've been put back in their boxes to be worked on another day. So I did include those, and I have 32 currently in my stash, and that also includes paintings that I haven't received yet. So I have 3 paintings that are currently I'm waiting on to come to me. So yeah, 32 in my stash, which I was worried a little bit ago, and now I don't worry about it anymore. Okay, number 3, when did you begin diamond painting? So I began diamond painting in March of 2020. Yeah, I'm definitely one of the shutdown crafters for sure. I mean, I cross-stitched beforehand, so I got into diamond painting because I was like, well, this is kind of similar to it, so I think I'll enjoy it. And then, actually funny, so I was working in 401k at that point. I was working in a call center for 401k, and like, that point of my life was very stressful because like all I dealt with day in and day out were calls of people in tears on my phone because they couldn't afford their rents, they couldn't afford anything because they're out of work, and all this. Like, it was so heartbreaking, and like I was very fortunate to be able to just like stay at my job through everything, but at the same time I am mentally worse off for it. So yeah, that was a very stressful time in my life. And so my supervisor that I was working under, she was like, oh, I'm going to send you this to help you relax. It's something you can do while you're working on the phones and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And so she sent me my first diamond painting, and it was a Harley Quinn diamond painting. It was like basically like a playing card with Harley Quinn on it. And, you know, I did that one, and then I was hooked. And, like, I did go out and buy a few others from, like, AliExpress and stuff like that. And then, I think it wasn't until, like, I think it was, like, in 2021 when I discovered Diamond Art Club and everything. And that just changed. Was it 2021? I think it was early 2021 when I discovered Diamond Art Club and started going crazy on well, when I learned about licensed kits and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, let's support our artists. And it's funny too, because I do have like an unlicensed kit of a Diamond Art Club painting, and I'm like, well, I need to buy it from Diamond Art Club now so I can make sure I support the artist. So yeah, I'm going to, that one's on my wish list to get. Actually, I almost got it over the weekend, but I decided to go with a different one. Okay, so if you could only purchase from one diamond painting company for the rest of your life, who would you purchase from and why? Yeah, I know a lot of people have been like skipping this question because they don't want to hurt the feelings of anybody from other companies and stuff, but I'm not afraid. Well, I hope I don't hurt anybody's feelings, but my choice would be Jada Jump Shop. And that my reasoning behind it is just because of the amount of customization options that Jade gives you. And then on top of it, her quality is fantastic as well. But like, she's got an array of art that you don't see anywhere else, but she also has like a huge array of art. Like, you can get something like Old Masters, you can get fan art, like these Cherry Yuki, Cherry Rabbit, like all these well-known artists that you see elsewhere too. Like, Jade's got a great selection, and on top of that, you can choose if you want rounds or squares. You can choose your size. You can choose if you want specialty drills added and all that. So yeah, if I was stuck with one company for the rest of my life, I would definitely choose Jada Jump Shop, just because even though it's only with one company, it would feel like multiple companies with just the amount of stuff that is offered up. Okay. Okay. Where are we? We're at number 5. when diamond painting, what is your go-to media to consume? So I definitely watch a lot of YouTube. I follow a lot of creators because I love to support others just as they're supporting me. So yeah, I definitely watch a lot of YouTube. I do audiobooks. I'm currently waiting on one right now. Yeah, audiobooks is definitely one of those, a good one for listening to while working, because it's very, like, this is mindless enough where I can focus on the story, like the audiobook and stuff like that. And then sometimes I just watch TV shows, like, I've been watching Big Bang Theory. I think I keep thinking about doing another rewatch of Pretty Little Liars, because I love that show. But yeah, I basically, if I'm watching a show, it's got to be something that I've seen a million times, because then I can just put it in the background and just let it play, and I can just do my thing and just boop, 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 and just have something to listen to. I'm definitely not a podcast person. I don't, like, it's funny, I can listen to these YouTube channels, but I can't do podcasts. But yeah. So yeah, generally just streaming services, like streaming shows, YouTube, and audiobooks are my go-tos. What is your favorite category to diamond paint? I'm definitely a fantasy diamond painter. I also enjoy doing like animal portraits as well, mostly in like big cats. I know it was funny because I was like looking at my 6 months in review on Instagram, and it's like the first month I have like 2 tigers and a jaguar. I'm like, well, yep. So yeah, and I also have a fox too. So yeah, I definitely like to do fantasy art, and I do enjoy animals as well. What is the artist you have completed the most diamond paintings from? That's an easy one. Mandy Manzano. I've done so many Mandy Manzano paintings, and I have more to do yet. Like, well, I have one more coming right now, because I have my cross stitch conversion of a princess panel coming. What is the artist you own the most diamond paintings from? That's the same answer, Mandy Manzano. Because I have like I don't even know how many. Because I have two of her princess panels from Diamond Art Club, and then I have one is a cross stitch conversion coming from Jada Jump Shop, and then I have Wishing for You, which is the Aladdin one she did a couple of years ago. That, oh my god, I fell in love with that image instantly, so I had to get that one. And then I have Once Upon a December, which is Anastasia, and then I have just like a little snack size that I have. Oh crap, I can't remember what it's called. It's like a little snack size of a panda sitting under a tree though. So yeah, I've definitely done and owned the most Mandy Manzano paintings, and I probably won't be well, we'll see what happens. I do want to collect all of the princess panels. I'm like trying to decide what color to go with, and I can't decide. Where are you? Come on, I know. Okay, there it is. I'm like, I know it's on the top row. Why can't I find this? Okay, don't mind me losing my brain just a little bit here. Okay. What is your go-to wax with diamond painting? So I am definitely a putty and a glue dot user for sure. If I had to choose a favorite, I would probably say Butterfly Effect Wear's putty. It works the best for me. It definitely lasts longer because like I haven't changed this out at all for this whole entire painting yet. Like I started this little bit of putty at the start of the painting, and I haven't had to change it out yet. So yeah, definitely Butterfly Effect Wear's is number 1 for my putty, followed by Randa being second, and then Mary Mud being third of the ones I've tried. I still have others that I have to get my hands on though. And then I'm definitely a glue dots user because I am a heavy placer, and glue dots just work really well for that. So very rarely will I use the pink wax from Diamond Art Club, but sometimes when I'm in a pinch, I will use that. Let's do some of these rhinestones. I've been dying to do some of these. I feel like most of the trash in this kit I have is because there's other colors in. Oops. Like this blue, you don't belong in here. You belong in my chicky's heart. Okay, next question. What do you do with your finished diamond paintings? Do you hang them up, put them in a portfolio, or something else? Currently my finished diamond paintings are in their original boxes. Once because we're gonna have to move eventually because, you know, this house is too small for 3 kids to have their own rooms, and we know eventually the boys are gonna want their own rooms. So when we get a new place, I will be making sure that there is a space for me to have a craft room in the new house. And when I do that, then that room is going to be aligned with my diamond paintings. Like, it's going to look like a whole gallery. But yeah, right now they're just rolled up, drill side out, of course, and they're back in the original boxes that they came in. And I just kind of, I store them in the closet, or will be storing them in the closet. Right now they're in the bottom of my shelf. Let's see, do you like to open your kits right away, or do you keep them sealed until you're ready to work on them? I have no self-control, so I have to open up a kit right away. And so, I think right now I only have 2 kits that haven't been opened, and those 2 are, well, they're both from the mystery box that I purchased. One of them's the Tom and Jerry one, which I now have determined I'm probably going to be working on that in the winter, because it's a winter painting. So I was like, oh, perfect, I have something for December now. Because I live in a place where it snows a lot, so I don't like doing paintings of snow. I'm weird, I know. So yeah. So right now I have that one, and then I have the kit that's probably going to be going to my friend Angel. So yeah, I tend to open my kits immediately. Like, it's funny too, because like Stealthy Crafter, my good friend, she sent me 4 kits, and like as soon as I got that box, I filmed 4 unboxings, like back to back to back, because I'm like, nope, I gotta get into these right now. So yeah, I am definitely a open your kits immediately type of person. Which is a good thing too, because like I've heard of people having problems, or well, not problems, but like, you know, they've opened a kit and like it's like the wrong kit. So it's like, okay, well, I'm glad I do that, because yeah, let me use these yellows. Okay, next question. What is your #1 unicorn kit that you currently do not own but hope to one day? Well, I don't really have one anymore because my unicorn kit has been purchased. It was the Merida Princess panel, and like when I saw that I missed that one, I was so upset, and that one was like, yeah, I definitely want to get it. But that's also like one of the highly sought after princess panels right now. So it's like, oh my gosh. So me getting a Diamond Art Club version of it, I figured was like impossible unless I was ready to pay out like probably $500. And I'm sorry, I'm not ready to pay out that much money for a kit. But when I saw that Jade has the cross-stitch conversions of them, I went running. Well, I didn't. I wanted to go running so bad, but but I didn't. And then my wonderful fiance, he agreed to get me the Merida cross-stitch conversion for my birthday. So my unicorn is currently in transit. Well, it's not in transit right now, but it's currently in the process and soon to be in transit to me. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, with me having that now, I don't really have a unicorn kit anymore. But, you never know what's going to happen going forward. Maybe I'll find one. A new one. What is the kit in your stash you are looking most forward to working on? Honestly, I'm all of my Jada Gem shops. I'm looking forward to working on them. I had such a great time working on the first one I did, and right now my other two are just like ready, or they're being saved for events and stuff like that. So I have one for Sailor Summer next month, which I'm so excited. Like I'm excited that August is only a few weeks away because I can work on my Sailor Summer painting. But the other one is my ACOTAR fan art painting, and I had to save that for November because we're looking into, like, it was a Discord thing, but it sounds like I'm not gonna say anything about it, but basically, yeah, we're doing ACOTAR paintings in November. I don't want to overstep and say stuff that if we're not ready to get it out yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those two, and then of course it's not in my possession yet, but once it is, I'm going to be very excited to be working on my princess panel, my cross stitch conversion. It's gonna be my first ever cross stitch conversion, and and like I said, it's the unicorn I've been waiting for, so I'm really excited about that one. Let's see, 14. Do you prefer confetti, color blocking, or a mix of both? I definitely prefer a mix of both. If you get a kit with just straight color blocking, it kind of gets boring to do after a while. I think that's one of the things I was struggling with my Dreamer Designs kit last month, is like it was all color blocking, so I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of boring. So yeah, definitely like a kit with a little bit of confetti in it. Like this one's been perfect so far because there's enough confetti in the flowers and stuff like that, but then there's also a good level of color, or a good amount of color blocking. So yeah, I definitely like a mixed variety because, it's just, as Katie says over Diamonds and Washi, like, color blocking keeps it moving, but confetti keeps it interesting. And I totally feel that whenever she said that. It's like, yep, I agree with that 100%. How do you pick which piece you want to work on next? So I have been running into I would realize I was running into a problem recently with the fact that I would work on a kit, and then the month after there'd be an event perfect for said kit, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had known that, or I wish I had looked into that and stuff like that. And then I was watching another channel, Diamond Paintings by Laura. She's actually a New Yorker like me, so I love watching her. But she actually does she plans out her kits for like 3 months out, and I was like, oh, that's such a brilliant idea. Like I could start planning my kits out so that way I'm not missing out on events that I actually want to take part in. And so I went ahead and I joined, I'm part of the Facebook group. There's a Facebook group for the diamond painting events where they they have like a nice calendar set up and everything like that. And then Mr. and Mrs. Dubé Diamond Paints over on Instagram, they also have a spreadsheet with all the events on it. So I go through those couple of things, and I choose my kits based on the events that are coming up, because honestly I like taking part in events, and it helps me it helps me with a little bit of structure on what I want to work on and stuff like that. So when I think I started it right before May, I think it was, and I decided okay, this event's taking place, I'm going to do this kit. Mandy's Mind Blowing May is taking part, I'm going to do Prima Donna. And so I went through the next few months and added or put in some kits that I wanted to do based on the events and stuff like that. And so that's kind of how I've been planning out my kits. And then of course, whenever I finish my event kits, I have others that I'll throw in the month that I want to work on, I want to work on my Muni Made kit, because I haven't done a Muni Made kit yet, and it's my first one, so I might work on that next month as well, just because I want to work on the new company. So yeah, that's basically how I go through my planning process. Is like first I'll look at events and then move on past that based on like, is this a new company I want to try? Is this a painting I'm really into? Or sometimes I just have in that instance where, you know, you open a kit up and next thing you know, you've got a kit up and you're working on it like I did with this one. So yeah. So yeah. Long story short, I use the events to plan my kits and then add based on what I'm feeling after that. And of course, you know, I'm gonna join events that I actually like, I want to take part in and stuff like that. So yeah, like this month I have the JBG along. I am doing the All Things Magical DP along over on Facebook. That's being run by Bella Art Day Nicole. And then I am also doing Summer at the Masters with my Starry Night from Diamond Dots. I'm like, I know I had a third one. I was okay doing 3 of them this month because Starry Night's small enough where that's not stressful to finish. Okay. Let's see. There we go. What is your favorite season/holiday to diamond paint from? Halloween. Hands down. I look in my stash and I have at least like 4 Halloween paintings. I mean, and it's not surprising. Halloween has always been my favorite holiday. Like, I know, like, I'm gonna get canceled again by Katie and Shay. I am not a fan of Christmas personally. I mean, Easter, like, Easter for me was always like, oh, my grandma forced us to go to the zoo. Like, no matter what the temperature, like, I live in New York, like, Easter time, there's still possibly snow on the ground, but, you know, my grandma made us get all dressed up nice and go to the freaking zoo every Easter, so, yeah, Easter's not a big one for me. And, yeah, and, like, I don't like the winter, obviously, because it's too cold, and, you know, winter for me means 6 months of gray skies. And, yeah, so, Halloween is definitely the one that calls to me the most. Do you work on one kit at a time or multiple WIPs at once? I used to be a one kit at a time person, but then I ended up getting enough storage, and now I am a multiple WIPs at once person. I like being able to change it up during the day and everything like that, because like I'm a stay-at-home mom right now, obviously. So in the morning I'll work on one painting, and then like if I'm lucky enough to finish that section by the time, you know, little one gets laid down for a nap, then I'll just trade out paintings and work on something different, and that way I can like stretch out my paintings a little bit, and you know, just I don't get burnt out on one anymore. Because what would happen is like I work on one and then I get to the end of it, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to get this done so I don't have to, so I can work on the next one and stuff like that. So I don't run into that anymore, because you know, I'm working on multiples at once, so I can switch it up and be like, okay, I don't feel like working on this one today, I'm gonna do this one instead. Yeah, I've literally been doing this one all day because, you know, it's become sentimental for me now. So this one was easier to work on all day, but generally, like, by this point, I'd have a section done on at least 2 of my kits. Let's see. Neutral/dark pieces or colorful pieces? I don't really have a major preference. The only thing is that when I am working on one extreme or the other, I need to have an opposite that I'm working on. So this month is a good example of that, because I have Moon Elf, which is all blues and purples and like a splash of greens and pinks. And then I have this one that's like so many yellows and oranges and greens. And then like Starry Night, it's got kind of a mix of everything, but it's a lot of blues and yellows and stuff. So like all these paintings have just slight differences to them. And so they like complement each other very nicely in my mind. I know I've worked on Tiger Stare, which is like a very dark painting. It's like all blues and purples, and there's like some pinks in it, but not a lot, and a lot of black in it. So yeah, if I'm going to work on a super dark piece, I need a colorful piece as a balancer that I'm working on at the same time. I feel like I needed that when I was working on Magnolia Moon a couple months ago, because yeah, that piece is very dark, and it's like the entire section I did first was like all grays, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need a change, I need a different color. So yeah, so yeah, I definitely do both. Large pieces or snack sizes. For the most part, I do prefer to have a larger painting, mostly because of the rendering. Like, I love the way these paintings look when they're done. I got distracted. I love the way these paintings look when they're done, because, you know, they're obviously bigger, they are rendered, they fit the picture a little bit better. I'm not saying that snack sizes don't do that, because there's definitely some really good ones out there, but as far as preference goes, I would prefer to work on a larger piece than a smaller one. Plus, like, snack sizes take me a day to do. So I need a piece that's going to take me a little longer. Let's see. Place diamonds with a tweezer or pen. With tweezers or a pen. I am a pen person. I only use my tweezers to pick drills off my canvas if I need to. And it's funny too, because like I mentioned that I got my friend April into this, and then she actually does well with placing with tweezers, and I'm like, man, I'm impressed with you, because I have not figured, like, I'm not good at that at all. Plus, you know, these pens are just so pretty. Squares or rounds? You know, it's funny, because if you would have asked me that like a couple months ago, the answer would have been just straight squares, because like I do, like, as much as I did enjoy rounds, I had a harder time multi-placing with rounds. I have since figured that out. So my answer now is both. I officially no longer have a preference of squares or rounds, which is probably a good thing, because I've been purchasing a lot of round kits lately. Yeah, so, sorry, my eye is itchy. So yeah, answer is both, squares and rounds. What is your favorite method for placing ABs? So I like to use dirty putty to place my ABs. And then sometimes I will just have, instead of like, okay, well, we're gonna single place these the rest of the way, there's too few. Yeah, glue dots don't work with ABs at all. So I sometimes will have a second pen that I will have some putty in specifically for ABs. But yeah, I definitely prefer to use, like, not clean putty, of course, because that just sticks so bad to it, but dirty putty is definitely the way I prefer. What is your preferred method of sectioning off a canvas? Washi tape. As I look down here. Yeah, so I definitely, like, I have been enjoying using my release papers with the mystery kit I'm working on right now. So I have been testing out release papers, and I will say I don't hate using them, for sure. I'm going to be using them on a non-mystery kit here next month, because, you know, Claws and Paws, I need to use my Maui mystery box release papers I got, so I will be doing that. So I'll be using those next month with the painting. But yeah, definitely my preferred method is to section off with washi tape, though. Oh, Discord is exploding right now. Let's see. Do you have any other crafty hobbies aside from diamond painting? So yep, I did mention I cross stitch. I did that mostly before diamond painting. I'm starting to get back into it again now that I have Pattern Keeper, and things are getting easier for me to keep track of stitches and stuff like that, because I'm very bad with like miscounting and stuff like that. So So yeah, I'm starting to get back into that now that I have the tools to do so. I also dabble a little bit in cosplay. I am not very good at it, but everybody tells me otherwise. But yeah, like along with that is like sewing. I'm practicing a little bit of foam, like working with like craft foam and stuff like that. Yeah, and then I mean, obviously I have a lot of floss on my hands because of the cross stitching, but like I make these fun cords and stuff like that. It's called it's like kumihimo, I think it is. So yeah, I used to do that a lot in college, but I kind of stopped doing that. Yeah. And then whatever random craft the boys decide to bring home, that I'm like, okay, we'll do. Oh yeah, and I started doing a little bit of paint by numbers. Literally just started it. Like, I've only worked on it one day because it takes so much focus, and I have not had any focus over the last couple days. Please, yes. Okay, and then the next question is, who do you tag? Well, my original tag has already been tagged, so I can't tag her. So I will be tagging my good friend Laura over at Anxiety Art Adventures, and let's go with Bree over at Painting with Pities. So yeah, I'll make sure to throw those down in the description and do a little tag there, and yeah. And then that's it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And when I heard, like, when I saw that coming around, I'm like, oh, I was like curious because, like, of course I went to like all the bigger creators first and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how long it's gonna take to get down to little old me, and it didn't really take that long. And I did good on timing on this. Okay, so what is coming up this week? Lord if I know. I do have, like I said, I have a bunch of unboxings filmed and ready to go up, so I need to just decide which ones I want to throw up and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna, so I have my Sailor Mars unboxed already, so I have that unboxing all set, but I might wait just a little bit longer until we're closer to August for that. I do have a couple post reviews to go up, but I'm gonna wait on my Crafties one because I got an email from them. So like I submitted a review on their website, and then they actually reached out to me by email asking for like closer pictures and stuff like that, and you know, basically like it was kind of promising. They're just asking me like a little bit more about it and stuff like that. So I sent them the pictures of where, like, I sent them because I ended up finding 3 watermarks on the painting I was working on. So my Starry Night had 3 watermarks from Crafties on the painting itself. So a little spoiler alert for the post review coming up, but I'm kind of waiting to see how that resolves before I'm actually going to post that video now, because I'm curious what's going to happen, honestly. So I don't want to throw that up preemptively and then have them respond to me and be like, oh, here's what we're going to do, you know? So I'm going to wait on that one to see what's going to happen. But yeah, so I got a couple unboxings I got to get up. I have some new paintings coming this week. I might like try to rush to get an unboxing up of that. Although I think the sneak peekers are starting to get last week's out, but I don't know. I'll try to. I'm basically gonna just play it by ear. If somebody else puts up the magic potion or love potion painting unboxing up first, then I'll probably wait on that one. But if nobody does it by the time I get it, I'm gonna get that one up quick so everybody can see it. But yeah, I have a lot of videos. I just need to sort through them, and then I also need to finish working on my mystery kit because I'm doing a time lapse for that. That will be posted to the channel. So yeah, I just need to get my life in order. And then of course, you know, as usual, you guys will find me on Twitch on Thursday and Saturday if you're wanting to pop over and enjoy some live time with me. I definitely enjoy doing lives and stuff like that. And yeah. So yeah. that's my week to come. It's very unknown. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. Yeah, I'm kind of thankful for that questionnaire because I didn't really have a lot going on this week, so it was like kind of perfect timing. So yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me for this time. If you did make it to the end of this video, let's do a sunflower emoji. Sunflower or a butterfly emoji. Let's do those, because I think there's multiples of those. So yeah, throw up an emoji, and also throw me a comment. Let me know how you guys are doing. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. And if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, because I tried thumbs up with my pen in my hand. And if you're not already subscribed and you like diamond painting content, and you sat here and listened to me ramble for almost an hour, I think you're going to like it here. So go ahead and just, hit that little subscribe button down there. And then hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a video. WIP and Chats are generally put up on Wednesdays, but other things like host reviews, small shop hauls, unboxings, that stuff's kind of posted at random, so yeah, you definitely want to hit that bell to be notified whenever my videos go up. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!